Homeowners aren't the only ones taking a beating when storms hit. Alabama insurance companies say they're taking a financial pounding by so-called pop-up thunderstorms.
The insurance industry is losing a ton of money on property business. And, a lot of people think, well, we didn't have any hurricanes this year. We've had a moderate hurricane season, which is great news. But what a lot of people do not factor in are these isolated storms that we see that may cover, a relatively small area, but the intensity of those storms is such that it can cost an insurance company hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, because of damage.
Allstate's Creg Leggett says weather-related fraud is another huge problem. Unscrupulous roofing companies offer to inspect and fix damaged roofs while promising that insurance will pay.
Through conversation, these providers, these roofing people, will get bits and pieces of information. And to them, it's a numbers game. They know that for every 10 looks that they get, where they can get claim representatives from the insurance company to go out and physically look at that roof, for every 10 times they can make that happen, there's a certain number of roofs that will be approved or bought is the terminology that we use. So they want to increase their odds by getting as many adjusters looking at roofs. So what they'll do is, through conversation, they will say, we work closely with your insurance company. We will facilitate the process. They really have a very tight presentation, all geared toward making you feel very comfortable with them, feel very comfortable with the process, and also feel like you have nothing to lose. They'll make statements like, well, this is a catastrophic wind event or hail event. It's a no-fault loss. There's no such thing in homeowners insurance as a no-fault loss, okay? So they gain your confidence and your trust, and then through that conversation, they will pick up bits and pieces. Who's your insurance company? Well, it's ABC. Well, they'll make a note of that. And in some cases, what they have done is, without the express consent of the homeowner, they will contact that company directly and request an inspection, which is filing a claim.
And that, Leggett says, means that a shady contractor can cost you as a homeowner not just money, but your insurance coverage as well.
In the world of homeowners insurance, a claim is a claim. So a lot of times what we see is people, they will contact their insurance provider and say, hey, I think I have damage. I'd like for someone to come take a look. What they don't realize is, in doing that, they filed a claim. And even if not a dollar's paid out, it's still a claim.
In the world of insurance, Leggett says your past stays with you. People trying to get insurance for new or existing homes they're moving into are learning that the hard way.
What we're seeing from a company standpoint or an industry standpoint is companies are being much more restrictive on their underwriting practices for new business, what they will and will not accept. Prior loss history means more now than it ever has.
Leggett says you should always be careful about filing insurance claims involving your home. That's because it could affect your ability to get coverage later.
If you have a water loss or a fire loss or a theft loss and you go to purchase a new home, an agent like me will sit down and talk with you about your loss history, and that will factor into your premiums, and for that matter, it will play a big role in determining whether you qualify for coverage or not.
Weather is the reason behind hikes in the insurance rates we're having to pay in Alabama. Allstate recently announced a nearly 10% increase, while Alpha rates are going up 18%. The insurance industry is looking at homeowners' loss histories with unprecedented scrutiny.
In some cases, the underwriting has become so restrictive that if you have one theft loss in a 5-year period, you don't qualify. The company won't write you. If you have more than one loss in a 3-year period, you may not qualify. And so that loss history is important, is what I'm saying.
Even when the weather is nice, even if you haven't filed a homeowner's claim, you may still get a visit from your insurance company.
What they're looking for are material changes in the risk characteristics to make sure that that property is still as it was when they wrote it, and looking for undisclosed hazards, dead trees, anything that presents a unique hazard or a hazard on that property. And if they find something, Oftentimes they will give the policyholder the opportunity to correct it, but in some cases they will not. They will simply issue a notice of non-renewal, and that policy will roll off the books at renewal.
The next time storms strike around your home, instead of going by what others say, Legett suggests checking for damage yourself.
If you've had hail damage, for instance, or you think you do, there's been hail in the area, look for collateral damage. Look for cracked or broken windows. Look for denting in soft metal, tops of air conditioning units, vent pipe caps, gutters, things of that nature. Obviously look for missing or damaged shingles. If there's a vehicle nearby, look at that vehicle and see if there's damage there. One thing I would tell you, just because your neighbor sustains damage doesn't necessarily mean that you will. So I would do a visual inspection. Second, I would contact my agent and discuss with them the options.
To try and reduce the impact of storm losses, some companies are insisting that homeowners coverage be bundled with automobile or other coverage. Legett says that can actually wind up saving you money.